Computer is comprised of two major components, which is the hardware component and the software component. Today we are going to talk about software component. Software is a set of instructions that operate a computer, manipulate the data, and execute particular functions or tasks. In other words, it is a program, routines, and symbolic languages that control the function of the hardware. There are two kinds of software. We have system software and application software. Let's start with the application software. Application software is a type of computer program that performs specific functions. These functions performed by application software can be personal, business, as well as educational. Thus, application software is also known as end user software or productivity software. This is examples of application software. We have Photoshop, Microsoft Word, VLC Media Player, internet browsers, Gmail, Audacity, and any software you are going to use to uh, do some special operation or any program. Then system software. System software include the operating system and all the utilities that enable the computer to function. The most important program that runs on a computer is the operating system. So system software is generally the operating system of the computer. Without an operating system, computer cannot function. So these are examples of operating systems like Mac OS X, Microsoft Windows, Google Android, Unix, Linux, and so on. An operating system or OS is a system software that manages computer hardware, software resources, and provide common services for computer programs. An operating system is the main software that you will install after finish setting up your hardware. So after you finish setting up your hardware, you may install a Microsoft Windows or Apple Mac OS, or you can install a Linux on your computer depending on your hardware capacity. Or for example, if you are using Apple Mac, you have to install Mac OS X. You have to install Mac OS, or you can install Windows on it. And if you are using PC, you have to install Microsoft Windows or Linux on it. Here are the functions of operating systems. One of the functions of operating system is booting of computer. This is the first process which takes place the moment the computer's electrical switch is put on. During this process, all the peripherals connected to the computer are checked and validated. At the end of the validation processes, the OS signals the user to begin working on the computer. Then number two, managing the file system. The operating system group data together in logical compartments for storage on disks. This group of data are called files. The computer stores information in files. Files may contain program, instructions, or data created or used by a program. The OS maintains the list of files on a disk. It provides user interface. The OS provide an interface for the user either as a command line interface or as a graphical user interface. This enables the user to communicate with the computer. The number four function of OS is managing the hardware. OS controls and manages hardware resources. For example, OS manages the selection of operation of devices for input and output storage. In other words, the OS serves as an intermediary between the programs and hardware. Another function of OS is supporting programs. Another major function of an OS is to provide services for other programs. Often, these services are similar to those that the OS provide directly to the user. For example, when you want a word processing program to retrieve a document, the word processor will list the files in the directory that you specify. That means if you have saved a Word document in Microsoft in Word or in desktop, you are going to locate it where you have saved it. Some of the other services that always provide to programs are saving files to disk, reading them from the disk into memory, checking available disk or memory space, allocating memory to hold data for a program. Then we have categories of an operating system. We have a multitasking operating system. This is an OS that is able to run more than one program task per operation time. Then number two, we have a multi-user operating system. A multi-user OS allows more than single user access the computer at the same time. Of course, to accomplish this, a multi-user OS must be capable of multitasking. Only Unix OS and Windows NT are capable of supporting multiple users. Unix provide three ways to let people use the same PC at the same time. Then, thirdly, we have multi-processing operating system. It's a special type of OS. It's required to use a computer equipped with more than one CPU. In other words, multiprocessing requires an OS capable of using and managing series of CPUs uh, of CPU. Then we have types of operating system. We have Apple iOS, which is used for iPhones. We have Microsoft Windows, which is used for PC. We have Mac OS, which is used for Apple Macintosh, and then we have Linux, which is also used for on any type of computer. Thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel and don't forget to hit the notification icon.